Welcome, both longtime friends and brand new visitors, to my channel, Golden Fortune Leo. Whether you've been riding the cosmic waves with me for years or just stumbled in like a curious cat chasing a sunbeam, you're exactly where you need to be. And if you happen to be a Leo, this message might just feel a little too spot on, because, trust me, it is. Now, let me walk you through the essence of our August 2025 tarot reading for Leo, and don't worry, I'll throw in a little seasoned wisdom, some astrological truths, and maybe even a wink from the Buddha himself. First things first, happy birthday to all you August-born Leos. You've earned your spotlight, and this year, it's more than just another lap around the sun. The energy I'm picking up is the kind that doesn't just happen. This is pure chosen one's territory, events that feel too timely, too uncanny, too fated to be brushed off as coincidence. The pregnancy or birth card showed up in the reading. Now, before anyone panics or rushes to buy diapers, this isn't always about literal babies. It can also signal the birth of something powerful, a dream, a project, a new version of yourself you've been quietly nurturing. Think of it like creative labor, only instead of morning sickness, you get a burst of inspiration at 2 a.m. and no one tells you it's crazy. And yes, this was confirmed by the appearance of the Akashic Records, the spiritual archives of every soul's journey. It's the universe's polite way of saying, this was always meant to happen. I've been studying astrology and human behavior for decades, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that Leos have a funny way of acting like they're steering the ship when, really, they've been on a divine course all along. Destiny calls, Leo, and it's time to answer, preferably with your crown on straight. Or at least, your hair brushed. This is the beginning of your year of triumph 2025, and whether you're ready or not, the stage is set. You can play it cool, but deep down, you know this connection, this chapter, was never random. Let me tell you, Leo, as someone who's studied astrology, psychology, and the wild dance of human nature for decades, I've rarely seen a cosmic setup this ripe for you. We're talking about a season where your big Leo energy isn't just knocking politely at the door, it's kicking it open like a Broadway star making their grand entrance. The cards lining up for you, the Knight of Cups, Two of Wands, and Four of Cups, are practically screaming that you're sitting on a treasure chest of opportunities. And not just in love, but in career, creative ventures, and that little thing we call destiny. Now, I know Leos like to pretend they don't believe in signs, but when the universe throws you a telepathic connection or a chance meeting that feels too perfect, even the boldest lion pauses. That connection? It's real. Whether it's love, a partnership, or a random idea that hits you like a lightning bolt, this is manifestation at its finest. Kind of like a loyal housecat showing up the minute you settle into a sunbeam. You didn't plan it. It just happened. But here's the kicker, and this comes from both ancient texts and my years of observing human nature, you're the leader of your pride. Always have been. You're not meant to sit on the sidelines waiting for someone to tell you it's your turn. This is your time to step up, even if stepping forward feels a bit like jumping off a cliff, with style, of course. That's the Leo way. Boldness wrapped in charisma with just a hint of dramatic flair. And let me be blunt, you've already got everything you need. All the ingredients for your success souffle are right there in your pantry. The only thing that can ruin it? Overthinking, overanalyzing, or letting a pinch of self-doubt sneak in and turn the oven off. So whip it up, Leo. Trust me, the universe is hungry for what only you can serve. If I could tattoo one rule on every Leo's golden heart, it would be this: stop overthinking it. Seriously, Leo, as someone who's spent a lifetime studying both the stars and the tangled jungle of human behavior, I've seen your type 1,000 times. You're a master at making mountains out of molehills, especially when it comes to love and chasing your dreams. But right now, You're actually much closer to success, and yes, real love, than you give yourself credit for. Sometimes, life is like a lion basking lazily in the afternoon sun. There's nothing to do but enjoy the warmth. You don't need to roar, overanalyze, or stage a Broadway production to prove your worth. The blessings? They're already knocking. All you have to do is let them in, and maybe resist the urge to make it harder than it needs to be. Now, speaking of hard matters and bold moves, let's talk about this next cosmic nudge. I've pulled cards for thousands of people, and when the Fool shows up twice, that's the universe cranking up the volume and flashing a neon sign in your face. Leap, Leo. Leap. You're looking at a destined connection that may very well come from a distance, and no, I'm not talking about liking someone's Instagram post from across the globe, though who knows, that could spark something. Whether it's a relationship, a business venture, or a creative project, this is about embracing what feels new, exciting, maybe even a little terrifying. And let me say this with all the love and cheek of a seasoned astrologer, your comfort zone? It's not a sanctuary. It's a gilded cage. You're a lion, not a lap cat. So crack open that door, strut out with your mane high, and let life surprise you. After all, in the year of triumph 2025, the chosen ones aren't the ones who sit back, they're the ones who leap before they talk themselves out of it. Here's the cosmic truth most people don't realize: Leos have an intuition sharper than a cat's hearing at feeding time. And I'm not just saying that as a longtime astrologer who's spent decades decoding zodiac patterns and human psychology. I've watched Leos read a room, sense a vibe, or call out someone's hidden agenda like they've got a sixth sense, even when they're pretending not to care. You might not parade it around like a Pisces, but deep down, you know when something's right. That gut feeling? That sudden spark of joy? That ease when something just clicks? That's not random, that's your secret superpower. And if you're part of the chosen ones, which, judging by the cards, you are, then your glow isn't meant to come from hustle and grind. It comes from following what feels light, joyful, and natural. I'm going to hit you with a little Buddhist wisdom. Sometimes the hardest thing in life is allowing it to be easy. We're so conditioned to fight, push, and overachieve that we forget, life itself isn't a battle. This year of triumph 2025 isn't asking you to break your back. It's asking you to align with flow, to ride the wave instead of trying to swim upstream wearing a crown and a cape. And about that nagging little voice in your head that keeps whispering, "You're not ready?" Yeah, the universe would like a word. With a double ace of cups and the magician showing up, the cosmos isn't just hinting, it's practically screaming, "You are ready." Stop arguing with fate. Learn, grow, absorb wisdom wherever you find it, whether that's a masterclass, an ancient text, or a midnight YouTube rabbit hole of TED Talks. Your mentors? They're everywhere. And honestly, if a YouTuber from halfway across the world or a long-departed philosopher can help you step into your power, who are you to argue? If there's one thing I've learned after years of studying the Zodiac, it's this: when a Leo sets their heart on something, the universe tends to sit up, take notice, and start rearranging the chessboard. That's the power of the Magician plus Fool combo showing up in your reading. It's not just tarot talk, it's the cosmic equivalent of saying, "I can and I will, and I'll probably look fabulous doing it." Manifestation isn't just for the vision board crowd, it's for the lion-hearted who are bold enough to believe their joy matters. And believe me, in this year of triumph 2025, joy isn't a luxury, it's your secret weapon. The universe has a funny way of opening doors when you walk toward them lit up from the inside out. Now, let's talk about the real art of success. Yes, hard work is noble, but as I tell my clients, and occasionally myself after a third cup of coffee, working smart, not hard is the Leo way. Magnetic work, the kind that feels like play, that draws people in, that stirs up passion, that's your golden ticket this year. Success in 2025 won't come from grinding until you're running on fumes. It'll come from knowing when to roar, and when to lounge in the sun, knowing the world's coming to you. And speaking of timing, you're smack in the middle of your creative prime. This isn't the season to shelve your big ideas. With Empress energy on your side, you've got attraction, abundance, and the power to create, whether that's art, business, or something a little more literal. Yes, I'm talking about actual babies, so proceed accordingly. But here's the kicker, your brain babies, those genius ideas you've been nursing in secret? They're ready for the world. This is legacy building time, Leo. The long game is calling. So, step up, show up, and don't forget, even a lion starts by taking the first bold step, preferably with a little swagger. Let me tell you something I've come to believe after decades of studying astrology, human behavior, and a little Buddhist wisdom thrown in for good measure. When it's Leo's time, the universe doesn't whisper, it roars. And Leo, August 2025? It's roaring straight at you. You're stepping into a fated love or a life-defining chapter that's been written in your stars long before you knew how to spell destiny. This isn't just another romance or another random opportunity. This is soul-level, cosmos-approved, tailor-made for you kind of alignment. And let's be real, if anyone was born to handle a big entrance, it's you. But before you start rehearsing your grand monologue for life's next big act, here's the honest truth from someone who's seen more than a few zodiac cycles spin around. You've got to drop the dead weight. I'm talking about those old toxic patterns, the fear of getting hurt again, the doubts that sneak in like unwanted background dancers in your spotlight. And yes, those exes who still haunt your DMs? Time to hit unfollow on them and on your outdated fears. Your intuition right now? Sharper than a lion's instincts on the hunt. Trust it. That gut feeling isn't paranoia, it's your internal compass tuned to the universe's frequency. And when you get a sign, Leo, believe it. Don't second-guess yourself into missing the magic. The affair card showing up in your reading? No, it's not a scandal brewing, unless we're talking about a scandalously good match that feels like destiny itself hand-delivered it. This is cosmic partnership energy, a connection that might just remind you why fairy tales had it right all along. So, what's the real takeaway from your August 2025 reading? It's simple. Step boldly into your chosen one destiny. Don't overthink it. Overthinking is like trying to tame a lion, it just steals your power. Love is literally written in the stars for you. Trust it, embrace it, maybe even flirt with it a little. After all, you're a Leo. Abundance? It flows to those who simplify and strategize. Work smart, show up with style, and watch doors swing open. Your intuition isn't playing games. Listen to it. Follow it. You'll thank yourself later. This is your year of triumph 2025. Leap beyond fear and watch life roll out the red carpet you were born to walk. Here's my personal insight, after years of watching Leo energy light up the zodiac. The chosen ones don't rise because they force things, they rise because they trust their own inner light. You don't need to roar for attention, your natural radiance does the work for you. And while destiny never chases anyone, it always catches up to a Leo who dares to step into the spotlight. So, take this as your invitation. Live boldly. Love deeply. Shine unapologetically. Life's not waiting, Leo, and neither should you. And hey, if you're ready for more insights, a few laughs, and maybe a nudge toward your highest timeline, go ahead, like, share, and subscribe to Golden Fortune Leo. I'll be right here, reading the stars and cheering you on every step of the way.